Hi, Chris here. Hey, appreciate you clicking on the link to learn a little bit more about a team alignment process. We're in the process of putting together some professionally produced videos with testimonials from some of our clients. However, I wanted to go ahead and put this quick video together just to give you an appreciation for what our team alignment process is. First of all, it's a little bit more than just a team alignment, and that's kind of one of the things that we're working on in the branding aspects of things. Because it's also integrates a tremendous amount of business strategy and consulting into the process. So, two outcomes that primarily normally we tell people and our clients say coming out of our process for team alignment is one, Chris, you really helped us to open up and talk and have some of those difficult conversations we should have been having a long time ago. And then secondly, you really got us focused and aligned with where we're going with the vision and strategy. So, the process in general doesn't always have to look like, but in general looks like me partnering with your team. And the initial phases take place over the period of about 2 to 3 months. And I'll come in on the front end and just do a general introduction with your team, get to meet your team, and then pretty quickly we transition into one-on-one meetings. And in those one-on-one meetings, we're doing a couple things. First of all, we'll walk your team through DISC, which some of you may be familiar with DISC profiling, but it's a personality behavioral profiling. The reason we do that is, one, we find that all teams and relationships are things that sometimes people don't recognize. We've been gifted a little bit differently, and you relate to one another a little bit differently. So that gives you a little bit of insight as a team, as well as it also gives me a pretty quick glance at insight about how you may be thinking as an individual. So, we do that on the front end, and then pretty quickly after that, we transition into a one-on-one assessment, which is a depersonalized assessment where I'm asking a series of questions that are, some of them are numerical values that we're assigning to things, but a lot of the context of the questioning is open-ended questioning. And our goal at that point in time is for me to really develop trust with you as an individual and your individual team members to a point where you can really authentically just express what your feelings are about aspects of the goals, the strategies, the leadership, how do you define the leadership qualities? Is the team open? Is it transparent? Just a series of questions where we're trying to really build together a document or an assessment that can be utilized to do some work with. So, again, that takes place over the course of the period, probably the first month, and the key component of the second part is during that second month we will schedule a time to get off site generally for a day or sometimes two. And during that assessment, I cannot reveal everything that we do that day. I wish I could, but by nature of the process, even for the leader of the team, this is going to be the first time that you walk into the room and everybody's going to be able to see that assessment. And generally speaking, we'll hand that out. We'll set a context first of all for what high performance teams look like on the first part of that meeting, where we talk about things like responsibility, authenticity, trust, contribution, commitment. And then we hand the assessment out. One of the first questions we ask is, if this were the morning newspaper and you were picking it up in the days where that occurred, hopefully most of you can relate to that, what would be the headliner on this team's, in the newspaper? And most people come to the realization during that process that, look, we've got some work to do today. And we take you through a series of other things that, for the first few hours of that day are really just helping the team come to a point of acknowledgement that, really we're here to get some work done today and move forward. So the second part of that day helps to continue to cultivate that openness, that transparency. Again, these are aspects of things that you just got to trust me, and that we go through a process to work through. And all my clients will assure you that that's probably one of the biggest components of what we do, or what I do when I come in to work with the team, is that whole aspect of getting you to open up and have some of those conversations. Once we're at a point where we're we're open. We're there to have candid conversations with one another. That's the point that we really start to focus on. What are those low-hanging fruit that we can work on that day and make sure that as we walk away from our time together, we've addressed. But reality is what we want to do is walk away from that day with 2 to 3 key initiatives or strategies that we're going to be focused on as a team, and we're all in alignment and working together towards. And that always, ultimately is, again, the second big takeaway that we have. And then, again, from that, walking away from that day, what we do on the back end for about the next month is we stay engaged with your team. Generally, hopefully, if we've got some frequency of staff meetings that your team's already in the context of meeting, and I'll stay engaged with that as well as working with you. And then many of our relationships beyond that initial 2 to 3 months want to continue on just in a monthly retainer where I get the opportunity to come in maybe once or twice throughout the month, meet with the team, kind of continue to help lead and guide and direct the process. So again, much more hopefully coming together to outline a little bit more about what this looks like as far as our on our website. But for today, we just wanted to put this video together to give you a little bit more insight. Welcome the conversations. This is what we love to do, or I love to do, is really just get in and work with teams in this nature. And it's in all walks of life. There are businesses, there's churches, there's other organizations that we've done this with, and we just love to work with teams. So please give me a call, and I look forward to talking to you more about what opportunities you may have. Thanks.